So anyway, there are so many things about the concept of grace and works. And Paul states so clearly that once we become saved, and when he's speaking to Christians, it doesn't mean we should go out and live for sin. He says, God forbid. But we should do the best we can, okay? Because none of us is perfect. But the scriptures are so great, and Paul does such a great job talking about grace. But it's throughout the whole Bible, okay? And so here's a few verses when we talk about, because people, they really do not understand. Our Mormon friends, if there's one thing they do not understand, I think the true concept of grace, okay? It says in the Book of Mormon, was it 2 Nephi 25:23? We are saved by grace. Through the atonement of Jesus Christ, we are saved by grace. Should be a period there. The Book of Mormon puts a comment. After all we can do. Okay. Well, when you say that, so is it correct? And I've had my Mormon friends, and I love when they come up and say, "So, well, Brother Wilder." A lot of times, my Mormon friends still call me Brother Wilder. So I don't know. That's fine. So they say, "Brother Wilder," he says, I took that verse, and I crossed it out, and I put in there, in spite of what we can do. I go, really? Regardless of what we can do. Wow, that's really neat. Yeah. So the Book of Mormon is not translated correctly, and that shuts them down very, very quickly. Because Joseph Smith said this is a perfect book. And I remember Ezra Taft Benson back in the 80s, okay, he was talking about that verse, and he stated this, and I've got writings that state this. He says it means what it says, after all you can do. Okay? Which means it's an impossibility gospel. You can always do more. Did you do all your home teaching this last month? Well, I tried. No. It doesn't say try. Did you do it all? In fact, did you go out and do extra home teaching for the people who could not do the home teaching? How many times did you go to the temple last month? Okay? How much did you give in fast offering? See, there's always more you can do. So I remember I was at a show here, and somebody called in, and they were talking about, that verse, and I said, so you really believe that verse, after all you can do? Oh yeah, I really believe that. I said, so what did you do last Saturday afternoon? He said, well, I went to the BYU football game because I had a gut feeling. I said, well, you could have gone to the temple and got in 5 or 6 endowment sessions that day. So, did you do all you could do? Or did you go to the BYU football game? I said, you don't need an answer. But it was that scenario. So thank God that we don't have to do all we can do. We can believe in Jesus Christ, who's done it all. Okay? So we go through some of these verses here. I just love these verses. It says, John 1:17, the law came through Moses, grace and truth came through Jesus. Isn't that a great verse? John 1:17. We believe that we will be saved through the grace of Jesus Christ. Acts 15:11. Acts 20:24. Paul called by Jesus to testify the gospel of grace of God. Okay, Romans. All fall short of glory of God, and then we're justified by His grace. Romans 3:23. All fall short. We've all sinned. Okay. Romans 4:4-5. One who works his faith is not counted as righteousness, but as his dues. Paul gets into the whole thing about works and grace. Grace is given to you. But if you want to work for it, then it's a due, and then you've got to do it 100%. It's a huge, huge difference. You remember the parable, Christ says, people who come and work for the master at the beginning of the day, and then the people who come at the very end of the day, and they get paid the same way. And you say, why are you upset? I agreed to pay you this amount. You were happy with this. This person comes at the end of the day, doesn't even work. I paid them the same thing. Why should you be upset with that? We shouldn't. That's fine. So if a person's done all these bad things throughout their whole life, they haven't done hardly any good. And when they're 98 years old and they're dying on their deathbed and they realize they've been wrong, and they said, Jesus saves me. You'll be in the same situation I'm in. And that's fine with me. That's the beauty. That's the beauty. You can be killed and murdered and raped and everything else. And they're saved. Okay? So we just go on, Ephesians 2:8-9. Never taught that in the LDS church. Never. At least I wasn't. I read it. And I studied the Bible. I taught seminary. I taught the Old Testament, the New Testament, the Book of Mormon. I've done all this stuff. But I tell you this. When I was teaching the Bible when I was a Mormon, because my Mormon says, well, you never studied the Bible. Well, yes, I did. I studied it. I've taught the Book of Mormon. I've done everything. Okay? I always talk about when I was teaching back in the days when I was an active LDS. You know how Paul talked about to the Jews that they had a veil? They could not see Jesus. They could not see Jesus from the Old Testament or from the writings, the Torah, the prophets, the everything, Psalms and everything. They just didn't see it. Okay? Because he said they had a veil over their eyes, their mind, and their heart. And I tell you, when I was very active in teaching and not even thinking about the true Jesus, God had a veil on me. And when I read those scriptures, I did not see any conflict. I tell you, back in 2004, 2005, you would ask me, are there any conflicts of Mormonism in the Bible? I would say, absolutely not. That's how I read it. You asked me in 2007, whoa, everything has changed. Because when God removed that veil, when I humbly came back to Him and He removed that veil, everything became open.